Good morning, moon darlings. Let me get some glasses. I need some. You know what my glasses are for? They actually just work as a shield. They actually just make me feel a little bit like I have some privacy. It's so weird. So I don't need them to see. I need them to just mask me a little bit. So silly. Hi Tara, how are you? So we start the planting phase this morning. And I I have been up all night long. Hi Zakia. I have been up all night. It's so interesting. Okay, so I do want to invite some people in. Let me do that. Hold on a second. Invitation. Um okay, you all. I just want you all to know how important the energy is for this moon cycle we're in. And the reason I'm saying this is just because there's so much going on in our world and we see it all. We're experiencing it all. We're seeing so many things changing. The world is changing really rapidly right now. And the thing to understand as much as we can is that we create the realities that we live in. And we use our energy to create the realities that we live in. We use our energy to build the realities that we live in. So, I'm sorry, I'm just inviting people to come in. So, as we understand this, this is why we want to align ourselves to the natural rhythms of our planet, which we can find in the moon and we find in nature. We have a solstice coming up, a spring solstice or spring equinox is coming up in a month or so. And then this new moon on the 6th is coming, and we have a Mercury retrograde. So those are the energy frequencies of the planet. That's what's going on the planet. And when we follow them, we are directed to our own natural rhythm. We align with our natural ways of being as we understand our astrology in connection with the natural rhythms of the planet. So right now, it is a very important time. Hi, Substance. Substance, I haven't talked to you. You've been on my mind so much. It's a very important time because the constructs that we have had our energy plugged into are coming undone. So the things that we used to believe in on a regular basis that just made sense are no longer going to be. They're literally going away, right? So we see what's happening in our government. So really that just changes the mindset in a huge way. Watching the structures in our government come undone, what that does mentally, it's like the things that we used to believe were facts are not facts anymore, right? And nothing in me, this is not about politics or Trump or any of that, but our realities are shifting. Literally reality as we know it is shifting. And the things that have been standard structures in our lives are going away. Just like if you think about, how much change we've seen in our lifetimes. When I was a little girl, you couldn't go to the bank on the weekends, okay? The bank was closed on Saturdays and Sundays when I was a little girl. And there were no ATMs. So I think when I was about 7 or 8, ATMs came along, and then you could go to the bank and get money. But those are constructs. Those were ways of being that took up our energy, that we had to get a stamp to send a letter and mail it to somebody across the country, and it would take days for them to get it before we could communicate with them. Things like that, right? Good morning. The world is really, really changing, and it's changing inside of us. So that means that we are changing, but some of us don't want to change because we are comfortable where we've been, but that's going away. It's like the ground is crumbling beneath us, right? So how we shift this is by shifting our energy frequency internally, because then we will become a magnet. We're already a magnet, but we will just magnetize more of what we desire, because what's happening is our internal reality is going to shift and be our external reality. So that means the more joyful you are, the happier you are, the more in alignment you are with who you are. It's not even about just being happy. It's about being aligned, right? things like feeling good. You know, when something like if your back is out of alignment, you can just it feels tweaky, like you feel off. Like you want to get your life in alignment with who you really are. And the moon work helps us do that, right? And so we're working on the archetype of Pisces now. And this archetype it's a subtle archetype. It's the archetype that you it's a subtle archetype that you have to really feel into because it's not as obvious. It's governed by Neptune, which is the planting energy, and we are now moved into the planting phase. Now, this phase, these cycles go really quickly, and the reason I can go quickly is because I have a Gemini moon. So some of you, if you have a Taurus moon, if you're a Taurus, you might feel like the cycles are really fast, and that's okay. Just touch it a little bit. You don't have to force yourself into anything because the more you practice it, it's going to become like second nature. It's going to be like, oh, today is Saturday, right? Nobody has to tell you that tomorrow is Sunday. Today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday, and the next day is going to be Monday. The moon cycles will become like that for you as you move into them. They will become a part of your way of being. So today the moon is in this morning the moon is in Capricorn. Capricorn is a deep energy. It's governed by Saturn. So today is Saturn, and the moon is in Capricorn. So that means that the energy of today is aligned. But we are in the planting phase of the moon, and the sun is in Pisces, and Pisces governs the planting phase because it's Neptunian. So Neptune is the divine mother. It's the cosmic mother. Moon is your personal mother. Neptune is your cosmic mother, right? So what we need to do is think of what can have us think of the cosmic mother. What represents cosmic mother like nothing else, right? The earth is very mothery, right? But what really represents the cosmic mother is water. So if we go to the elements to embody these energies, to see how the elements work with these energies, then we can take them on more for ourselves, and we align in a deeper way. So literally, what I'm doing is each morning I am drinking a big, beautiful glass of water. I am blessing that water, giving thanks for that water, knowing that I am 70% water. My body is 70% water, 70 to 90% water. Lately, it's probably more water than 70 because it's a little softer because I haven't been exercising a lot. So it's probably less matter and more water, even though water is a form of matter. And so in the planting time, we want to just be in our dream state. Like that's what Neptune is. It's imagination. It's allowing yourself to go into the dream state. And what is it that you're going to spend time dreaming about? Your goals and your objectives, right? So now's the time you want to write your goals and objectives down if you haven't done so. If you want to get a personal reading with me today or tomorrow, you can, so I can look at your chart and tell you where you should focus your energy. If you have Pisces in the 7th house, you should focus your energy on partnerships, on your relations with other people, on your ability to partner and make money. If you have Pisces in the 8th house, you should focus your energy on your It's a much more of a transformational energy. It's like your ability to transform with your thoughts, with your dream state, like to create. So here's this Pisces energy. Think of Disneyland. When we go to Disneyland, we are walking through the mind of Walt Disney. That's what Pisces is. It literally is dreaming yourself into reality. That's what the energy of Pisces is. And how do you do that? But through the energy of the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother is the ultimate creator of all things. Water is the thing that brings everything to life. Nothing lives without water. Nothing, right? So literally, we just want to have a relationship to the element of water. We want to spend time in our dream state, allowing ourselves to to nurture the energy of what it is that we're calling into, that we're calling forward, to love ourselves, to be like the most like, what's the mother of your dreams, right? Like, what's the mother? Yes, it's a full on, just acting as if you are in the experience of what you desire the most, right? So I've been working on this piece for the New York Times, and I'm just seeing in my mind that it's printed, that the papers are out, that it's one of the most read New York Times articles ever published, and that it has shifted my reality in ways that I could only dream of. So, sorry, I just got a text message. So, this is how we cultivate our goals. We have to give them the energy, right? I have a Pisces rising. So I understand that Pisces is, this energy is going to impact the way people see me, the way people feel when they're with me. So I know that because Pisces is in my first house. So if you want to understand where Pisces is in your chart, sit with me. We'll look at the calendar. It could be in your fourth house, which is about your ability to create security. So then you would need to understand that your relationship with the divine, like Pisces, is really about tapping into other dimensions, calling things out of the collective consciousness and into form. You want to take it out of heaven and into earth, right? That's what I hope. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Okay, so this is the time when if you read the if you answer the questionnaire, and I talked about your mystical self, like your dream state, your intuition, when you were a child, what do you believe? Right. Okay, great. I'm glad it's making sense. So that's what this is. Thanks, Jess. So that's what we're doing. We are planting, and we're going to be planting until we have the new moon. We're going to have a new moon meditation on the 5th of March. And I am so excited, you guys. She said, hell yeah, it makes sense. Great. So here's the other thing that I want to really say also more and more. The reality that we're currently living in is changing. The structures, Margot said, thank you, Margot. The structures that we have existed in are coming undone. So we are building new ones is what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're using our energy, our life force, to build the life structures that we desire. One's anchored in inclusions, one's anchored in love, realities anchored in creativity, and just whatever we desire. And in this space, because I don't have any judgment on anything that people do and how they use the energy. On this space, because I'm governed by Neptune, I'm governed by the devotee energy, like that very mothering energy. Here, the reality that I am building is that everybody's needs are met, that everybody gets to be themselves, that everybody is loved just as they are, and that everyone is celebrated just because you're here, just because you're born, just because you deserve it. Just by the nature of your breathing, you deserve it. And so we can have whatever we want if we believe we can. We can create whatever we desire if we believe we can. The question is, where are your beliefs limited? And that's why we have to dig into the things that block us from what that's why. So when the clearing time of the moon comes, you'll see, and we'll talk about, I clear my self-hatred. I clear the stuff that my teacher told me that said I couldn't be this because I'm black, or I couldn't do this because I'm a woman. Like, we're going to start clearing all that shit out of the way, because nothing can block you. Margot said, I'm so happy you're in my life. I'm so happy you're in my life. I'm so happy we're all here. So we are doing it. So what we learn here, we take out into our everyday lives, and literally we watch as life becomes magical and mystical. It will just start to show up for you the way that you desire it. You'll just be surprised by how amazing life will come for you when you start to do the work internally. Because what we're doing is we're taking our internal world and pulling it to the outside reality. This is some real work, you guys. Okay, planting. If you need a reading, My calendar is here, or send me a private message and we'll work it out. Okay, I'm here all day because it's raining in LA, and it's raining. And so now I was able to convince my son that we should stay in the house today. All right. Peace and blessings, everyone. Bye.